I chose the euphonium because we had one at home. I came from a family of five, so a musical family, and I was the fourth child. So basically, when it came turn for me to learn an instrument, about 8 years old, the baritone or the euphonium was the instrument that we had at home, so that was the one I learnt. My name is Fletcher Mitchell. I'm a euphonium player based in Brisbane. I'm the euphonium lecturer at the Queensland Conservatorium of Music, and now based in Brisbane performing and teaching from there. Spent 13 years in the Navy Band. I did most of my time with the band in Melbourne, did 10 years there, and then did some work in Sydney Band and in Brisbane Band as well. That was an interesting job, especially as a euphonium player. We don't have orchestral jobs, so that's sort of the top of the tree for full-time musicians, especially in Australia. I've been very fortunate to perform overseas with the euphonium as a soloist as well. In 2015, I went over and performed at the Italian Brass Week in Florence, which is beautiful. And when I perform over these festivals, I like to sort of present Australian music works. I performed a normal sort of euphonium recital and spoke to the people at the festival about Australian composers and music, and there was sort of no knowledge of it at all. So I decided I wanted to present new Australian works. Whenever I perform now, it's usually performing Australian works all over the world. I've had 13 pieces written for me or commissioned over the last 7 or 8 years. And there've been everything from sort of short little 2 or 3 minute encore works through to sort of 12 to 15 minute major works and everything in between. So I've sort of tried to do that as a variety of composers as well, and in a variety of styles. So we've had some brass band composers, some people who sort of come from not within the brass family, so woodwind players or string players, and even had a couple of big band writers write a few works for me in a big band style. So trying to sort of have very eclectic tastes and performances. So I'm playing on the Custom 842 euphonium now with the trigger. Yamaha for me was the instrument that gave me the chance to sort of do everything I needed to do with the instrument. The fact that playing in a wind band, a Navy band at that point, the euphonium has a very sort of wide role within a wind band. You can be playing sort of lines with the tubas and the trombones. You can be trying to balance with the sort of high reeds, the oboes and the clarinets, or playing with a saxophone or even with the horns. So it sort of has this role that it needs to sort of fill. And for me, the Yamaha was the instrument that I could do all of those things with. I could play a nice slow melody and be sort of delicate with an oboe player, but also have that power with the trombones and tubas if I needed. And that transferred over to my solo playing and then going into chamber music and brass band as well. So for me, the Yamaha was the instrument that I could do everything with. So people ask me why I choose to go and play with a community band or work with a community band on an evening when I've been doing it all day for the job. And for me, it's just about being part of music. I just love it in all aspects. So I get to, in one day, I get to teach young students, I get to work with university students, and then I can work with university ensembles, and then at night I can go and work with some community ensembles as well. And for me, it's about sort of getting to all those people, I guess.